Y'all may be seated. For those of you that came out, thank you. See, Pittsburgh is here. I hope you all got a clear understanding as to what we're already doing. Is there an echo in here? How about this? Better? If you have, from the ones that has been speaking before I showed up or came on the roster, that's very good. So we can go into some concerns that you all may have here. So like the sister said, you may ask me whatever you like to know. I'll say this as plain as I possibly can. I have yet to encounter someone that has a question that I couldn't answer, or that I didn't answer, unless it was extremely rude. And usually what I would do then, I may didn't answer it when they asked it, but before we departed, I answered it. That fact alone, since I'm a black man like you, should be cherished. If you were to do the same thing, and I came into your presence, and I was to witness this, I most certainly would feel proud and want to be a part of it. Okay? I want to thank you again for coming out, and make sure when you leave, you let someone know about this. Because this seems to be so incredible that it just can't be true. However, it is. And everyone that feels as though enough is not being done, we need to jump on the white man and beat him down for what he's doing. That's been happening for some time. And you're worse than what you are when we started. Right? If you're sleepy, maybe you should stand up. Nobody's going to say anything to you. You should stay awake and try to get as much of myself as you possibly can. Is that clear? All right, should I go into some teachings, or do you all want, who has questions for me? Because this is going to go like that. You have questions, we start with it. In other words, what you've heard so far, you're satisfied with knowing the groundwork of what's happening? Are you? All right, well, if we have a question, you can come to the mic, brother.
Hello, everybody. How you doing? And first of all, I got like a couple of questions I just want to ask you, and I mean this with all due respect. Where you been? No, I'm serious, and the reason I'm asking you is because, like, over the years, I'm just going to go back 500 years, we've been taught to believe that the King James Version of the Bible is the truth. And now that I finally, talked to you, I have a cousin that's in the United Nations. He's been talking to me about this for the longest, and I've been asking questions. So today, he told me to come up here, and he ain't even here. But what I'm trying to ask you is, you said you're not affiliated with the Nation of Islam. You're the United Nation of Islam. What's the difference? If you're Allah, what's the difference? You said, no, one more question before you answer that. You said before we came out that you was raised by, somebody said, what did he say? Muhammad was one of the names that he used, and then he said, that's the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, and I guess it was another person. I don't really know that other person's name. And they're all members, or, the Minister Louis Farrakhan speaks on them. I'm not saying what he's saying is right. I'm not saying what anybody is saying is right. It's just confusing to me that we're supposed to have one God, and it's so many religions, and everybody's saying a different thing, and I'm lost. Yes, I want to do the right thing, but how come I've never heard of you?
Well, this is somewhat like a story that has been written before it was actually played out. And it has, all of the scripts, most of them have been given to you. What's it? The Quran is a script, the Bible is a script, the Injil, all these different religious scripts or books that you read has a story in it. However, the way it is told and the way this man makes people think, you can't figure it out. So
Is it the truth or is it a lie?
It has a lot of truth in it. However, it's like a fish. It's got a lot of meat, but you don't want to eat the bones. It's dangerous for you. So it's the same thing with, in other words, the story was allowed to be told by the enemy. And to make it believable, he had to make most of it true.
So why would you allow that to happen if you are alive? Why would you allow your people to be deceived for I'm just going back, not 2,000 years, we're just going to go back 100 years. Why would my grandmother go to the grave believing something else? Now, is she going to hell or is she going to go to heaven? Because she believed in the King James version of the Bible, which I could never really get down with because I did the research on King James. So I realized who he was, and he was all a part of what happened to us.
Go ahead, let me finish. Let me finish. Go ahead, brother.
So what I'm saying is, can y'all understand what I'm saying? Or am I just sounding kind of crazy? I mean, what's going on, man? All this to me seems like it's a con, man. Not you, but I'm saying just in general from the beginning. You know what I mean? And we've been bamboozled to really not even care about each other. Right. I mean, we killing each other. Right. You know what I mean? Because we haven't really figured out a plan on how to be able to make it out here when they don't want to give us nothing. We constantly arguing with each other, and I'm saying that if you are the creator, then how can you allow this to happen? That's my biggest problem.
All right. Let me answer this. It was prophesied that the man of sin would have 6,000 years to rule. Period. And his biggest victim would be the people that are God.
The people that who?
Are God. The black man is God.
Okay.
So, he wouldn't have too much trouble with any other person that's grafted from the brown man to him. The main man that he had to subdue was you and I. However, he was given the permission to do that.
By you?
Yes, sir.
Why?
All right. Ever since creation. Now, you asked me a question. All right, I'm answering. But you ought to follow this so you have an understanding. Because you're not asking just any black person. You're really asking God.
No, I'm asking you why you got done the way we.
Let me answer.
It all went down.
Let me answer it. I got your question. Let me answer it. Let me answer it as simply as I possibly can because I did answer it. Because you are the God. And we gave the man of sin, which is the white man, 6,000 years to rule you and everything that we made. That's why it's in the Bible, in the religious books, that we gave this man the right to rename everything, even the angels, only for a period of 6,000 years, period. Why? Because when the earth, or when the creation was brought about, there was a flaw or a mistake in it. And from the time that it first started up until now, the Allah or God has always been trying to figure out how to correct this mistake without taking his own self out with it. We found how to do it. But if we did it, it meant that we had to take our own self out too. It's like Samson. Listen.
Yes, sir.
Follow it mathematically.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if you all know anything about Samson. Well, Samson was so upset with his people, with the people that tricked him, he killed his own self in revenge, getting back at them. Well, that's the same principle. If we had got rid of the problem, we would have got rid of ourselves. So we had to figure out how are we going to get rid of this and still keep ourselves. So that is why now we've found out. And that's what makes it possible for me to be here. All before, everybody that's been here has not been God. They have been acting God. They have not been God. That's why it reads in the book, at the last day, at the end of time, that's when God will show up. And that's when he has the full solution as to how to correct this problem and still keep himself here. Period. That's why. So I'm here now to get the God back. We said it before it even happened. We told Abraham, your seed, which is a black man, your seed is going to be in a strange land. And they're going to be there for 400 years and afflicted by a stranger. And at the end of the 430th year, I will come get him. And I will bring him out with great substance. And I will judge the man that had his foot on it, or that caused him this misery. I'm here.
But why would you judge somebody that you gave permission to do it in the first place? How can it be their fault? And how can it be our fault for not really believing in what's being said? Because, I mean, whether everybody gets mad at me here or not, I'm going to speak what's on my mind, and I'm not...
Let him talk.
Can I talk, man, if you keep buzzing?
I got it.
Serious, bro, you getting on my nerves, man. Can I talk? I ain't disrespecting nobody. I'm answering some honest questions.
I understand. Go ahead.
That how can you put a situation together that you can't get yourself out of? That's what I don't understand. How did it even come about? And now y'all don't have a solution to the problem. I mean, the problem is, I guess we don't stand together. I don't know what's going on, man. But it's got me really.
First place, this is what you do. First place, get rid of all your preconceived ideas. Put yourself
How can I do that when I've been brainwashed to believe these ideas over the 30 years I've been alive?
Just for a couple hours. Just let it go for a couple hours. When I say let it go for a couple hours, don't put no judgment on nothing that you already are going through. You're asking a question, allow the question to be answered where you can understand it.
But I'm not understanding you, sir. Is anybody? Y'all understanding me? Then let me sit down. I asked my question. I'm not understanding. So you won't have me as a believer.
Well, I'll go over it again. In other words, what we do, this particular meeting is just an introduction as to what God had said was going to happen and is happening. However, after this, and you say, well, you accept it, you understand it, then something is expected from you. It's like, get up, you mighty nation, and accomplish what you will. You got to get up and do something. I've already got up. I've got it going. This is why I had...
How can we do anything when we don't own anything? So I got my brothers out here on the streets that's struggling to feed their kids, and they placed in a situation that they can't get out of. Right. And then when they forced to eat just like everybody else, no matter how they got to do it, then everybody wants to blame them. But it's really the powers that be that's keeping them out there. And I'm not feeling that, man, because without them, there is no me. I'm black just because I'm working and I'm going to school and I'm doing some positive things. What about my other brothers that want to do the same thing and they got kids? My kids are no important than theirs. So what are we going to do about that?
All right, this is what we are doing, not going to do. This is what we're doing. What you heard read is what we're doing. If I'm God, I got to do just what is written. Bring you out of this situation with great substance. But I'm not going to just bring you out and you do what you please. There's a mathematical equation with that. You got to come out willing to be a willing participant in your own nature, which is righteousness. And just the way that you're asking questions now, you're confused. I understand that. However, you have an anxiousness with your confusion of what has taken place. The young people that you say that's out in the street, which you were telling the truth about that, they are caught up in neglect of knowledge or parents. White folks hadn't done anything. Matter of fact, they set the trap for them. This is at the end of the time for that kind of action. This is what justifies me coming. Now, if most people think when God comes, he's coming on a cloud and snap his finger and everything. No, sir. No, sir. It says, just before I come, I will send Elijah. And he's to make a way straight for me. Elijah was here 40 years and suffered from this man and us. Until it caused his death. Just listen for a moment. 40 years of this. After that, this means that he made a way for someone when I do come to understand what I'm bringing. If I just came myself and nobody would understand. But here's a man that came before me. We raised him up, brought him here, and he went for 40 years of a daily sacrifice to deliver a message to you and deliver a message to white folks. He delivered to white folks, this is the end of you, we're taking you out. Black man, you the God, if you come with this, we're going to raise you up. No more to tail, you're going to be the head. However, God is going to do it. I'm only a messenger. And he says, after me comes God himself. I'm here. So I only come at the apex or the fullness of what we gave the devil to do is wrong. What has happened, our people has adopted his ways so thoroughly when they come with right. They might know it, but they don't want to take it because they don't see no out from it. And then we have another hypocrite that come up between the messenger and myself to really confuse the people.
Why you didn't swap him out? Or just get rid of him? Or why would you allow us to be tricked? I mean, I feel tricked. For real. I mean, it seemed like
the reason why
in this situation.
That's leave him alone, brother. Leave him alone. He's being honest about what
want me to get out of it, man.
He's being honest about what he's doing. The reason why everyone has a choice. I don't make nobody do nothing because of in your nature you have a choice. You have a choice if you want to do wrong. You have a choice if you want to do right. Now, most of you had a choice to do right during the time of wrong. So since that was the time of wrong, you got punished for doing right. Now I'm here giving you the opportunity to do right. And then if you do wrong, you be punished for wrong.
So what about the people that died before you came that believed that God was coming like a thief in the night and trumpets was going to be sounding and, you know, the same thing you hear in church every week? I mean, what about those people?
You asking some questions that may take a little understanding.
Well, we're going to have to talk. I'll give you my number.
Yes, sir.
Because he want me to get off of here. So I'm going to go ahead and sit down. And I respect you, sir, for whatever it is that you're doing. I appreciate you, but I'm confused.
Okay, I understand. I understand.
And my question still ain't answered.
All right. Anyone? These are questions really that the brother asking that should be answered. You should know this. However, you have to have an open mind to really understand the answer to the question. What he's asking, well, what happened to the people that died before you, that suffered? What happened to all them slaves that died? What happened to all that misery they went through? You've seen it through the TV program of Roots. I mean, what happened? I mean, they're just supposed to die and, you know, live and suffer and die and no more, nothing else. No, sir. It's already written that you return. The only thing dies is your shell, the body. The entity that's inside of you, Christians call it the soul, but it's not a soul, it's an entity. That goes back to its origin, which is, if you look out the window and see the light, the source of that light is where you go, to the sun, if you're black. If you're not black, you don't go there. Only the original man goes there. Only the part of Allah himself goes to that part. But that gets into, I have a book called Center Page. That'll answer a lot of questions that you have. Matter of fact, I think every one that you can think of. And then some more. So when it gets into, I don't want to get into something where you say, well, I really don't believe that now. That's spooking. That's way out. However, this is God. This ain't a well-learned man from books. You know, I don't even care about reading. Because what I read is always an insult. It don't have no comparison to what I know. So that's why when you ask me things, it's like with that kind of urgency, then it's like you want some water, but the water's coming at you so fast you can't hardly drink it. You know, it's got to come at a rate where you can actually drink it and take it and allow your body to take it in. So you ask the question like, well, it's like it's urgent. It is urgent. So much so that I came. And I got the solution in motion. And this is why it reads, for surely, Allah, thou art praised and magnified in thy midst. The key word is magnified. Magnification of me is you. I'm only one man. It's just that I have the knowledge and the power to make things happen in the natural way. I can't make you be with me, but you're not going to escape me. I have something called a fight. Really? Really? I'm not saying, look, you better be with me or else I'm going to do this to you. Oh, you don't want to be with me? Okay. Now I'm going to tell you what you're going to meet. If you live long enough, especially in this state, if you live long enough, you're going to meet the fire. And it's going to burn you like the Quran reads. And when you burn thoroughly through and toast it real good, we're going to give you another body and burn you again. Now, most people think, well, because they're mad with white people, they think that's going to happen with white people. No. That is for the black man. The white man is styled in the Quran, yes, we made him kindling for the fire. And if any of you all know anything about making a fire, you don't keep no fire burning with kindling. You just get it started. Well, the white man is the reason that we're going to bring the fire back, to really get rid of him also. At the same time, we have to have these entities or souls purified. So the fire, they got to go in the fire if they don't accept this. So it's not, that's why I said, you know, you got positive in you and you got negative. So that means you got a choice what you want to do. It's just that the time of God being here, you're not going to live perpetually and be negative. That's out. You know, and white folks didn't let you live being right perpetually and didn't do wrong. He said, no, that's out. If he had to frame you and send you to jail, he ain't gonna let you do right. Well, turn it around. God is here. If you're gonna be with me, you're gonna do right. Because you want to. Now, naturally, you're gonna grow, just like children grow. That's why it reads, when you come to me, you come as a child. That means you gotta submit. And when you submit, you will learn everything that you do not know, that you need to know. You need to be yourself again, which is God. You need to be risen to a plateau of awareness where you don't need me. You have a formula, you can get whatever you want, as long as you're in accord with the creation. If you're not in accord with it, then it's going to come back on you. So it's my duty to make sure I'm bringing you out with great substance. However, the greatest substance is knowledge. Something that nobody can take from you. Most of you all want money. They take it from you every day. You got to go back and see if you can find some more. You know, go rob your grandmother or something like that. You know, get some more money. Or kill your own people after the money. At the same time, it's a problem. You're perpetuating the problem. So, since I can't make you do anything, I make myself do it. I go and start the solution for you. Okay, I got it started. Come on. You know, it's just like I impregnate my wife, or you impregnate your wife, just one little sperm, but she got it started. 9 months, great big baby come out. It was magnified. Same with this. You say we don't own nothing? Yes, we do. We own everything. However, there's a formula of how to get it back. You just can't go get it because you own it. The way that you designed it for you to master it or for it to serve you, you have got to go by the laws that you put in it for it to submit to you. And if you're ignorant and don't know, it's not going to submit to you. It'll kill you. You've got to. So the only way that this can take place, God himself has got to come and say, look, man, this is how you do it. You do so and so and so. Well, I want reparation for white people. Forget that. I got him. I got him. What I don't have is you. You see? If you don't think I got him, turn the news on. Turn it on. And see if he's in a state of good sense. He's well balanced. The man is so confused, and it's not getting better. It's not getting any better. So I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. Now you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do when the knowledge comes before you. I'm not just talking. I'm not the minister. We want to talk about white folks. Most of them I don't even talk about them because they don't amount to nothing. It is you that is the maker and the owner of everything, even him. So somebody got to come and put a fire in you and get you started back again. And that's why, like you see here, there's a few people here. But most people don't come out to hear me because I talk to you. I talk to us about us. I don't talk about white folks and how much drugs they're bringing in and what Bush is doing. He's supposed to be doing that. Let white folks kill white folks. Sort of chasing them down, whatnot. I'm still in charge. You all listening? I am still in control of everything that's nature. The wind, the rain, the hail, the earthquakes, the animals, all of them. When I call on them, they respond. The only people who don't respond is you. However, you're the best of creation, period. Ain't nobody better than you, and nobody's better than you. And white folks is trying to kill you, they ain't did it yet. And they sit, and he's put it in the book. Yeah, when God comes, you're going to be hating him so bad, you're going to curse him to his face. And a lot of y'all do that. Think, well, this man up here talking with a bunch of deal, I'll go up there and curse him out. And you start it, then you lose your thought. Oh, yes, ma'am. Now, I'm not talking about you, brother. I'm just saying in general how things really are. I didn't just start this today. This is not my first time speaking to black men. This is not my first time. I've been doing this for a while. But I wasn't doing just speaking. I've been building. What you heard from the white man, how he investigated and put it on the paper. You don't do that with some nickel and dime idea. And all the things that he named don't support the nation in such a way where it is financially free of burden. No. Everything that's being named is in service in such a way to serve you. Not me. To serve you. You have a place to go. To learn. You have a place to go to eat. You have a place to go to grow the food. You have transportation to transport it. You have your own stores to distribute it. This is what we own. We own certain, matter of fact, we own everything. However, we got to go through the laws of how we did it to get it back. I'm doing that. Is that clear? Yes, sir, brother. Walaikum salam.
My brother asked you a few questions a few years ago at the University of Cincinnati.
Yes, sir.
My name is General Kabak of a group called the Black Fist. But I want you to know, first of all, I was satisfied with all your questions, with your answers to the questions, and I've been thinking about them daily. But I got two brief questions today. Master Farad Muhammad taught the Honorable Elijah Muhammad that the black man and the black woman was Muslim by nature. And also the Honorable Elijah Muhammad told us to study Israel. My first question to you, are we Israel? Are we the original Israelites? What exactly from you is the correct name to call the black man and the black woman?
Well, the correct name to call us is what we really are, God and goddesses. Now, when the messenger was raised up to speak to us, people that he was speaking were not as astute as you all are. So he had to speak their language where they could understand it and don't be perpetually confused. So he had to speak baby language to them. As far as Israel, that's a little small place. But look at what it's doing. It's ruling the world. Israel, the Jews, it's ruling the world. Look at us. A few little Muslims in the United Nations of Islam is bringing back the dignity and making black men be God again. Small. Now, as far as it being called Israel, it don't mean it's that way. It means that you are real. You are real. Israel. You is real. Not the man that's trying to take your birthright. He's gone. Yes, we're Israelis, or we are Jews. They're not Jews. They're Jewish. You're the Jew. Jew means father. We are the father of all life. I don't care if it's animal, plant. We're the father of it. So we're father. So what they have done has made it seem as though somebody else is supposed to be more important than we. We got to remember the concentrated effort to be successful in being a God when they're really not is to make sure that they belittle the real God. Then put the real God in a situation where you can never stand up and prove yourself to be God. So while everybody, they know it's a God, but they looking someplace else. So that's their language. However, brother, the real man, the Israel, is us. The Jew is us. The Jewish man was the first man that came out of the cave. He's like the son of this knowledge. So Ish means son of. He's a Jewish man. And he's still Caucasian. He ain't no different race. He's still Caucasian. You know, he wants to set himself apart from the other white people by calling them what Gentiles are. But he's the real man. He's a Jew. He don't say he's white, black, or any color. He's Jewish. That's not a race. And it's not a color. But most people don't even think about that. He's different. Yeah, what makes him different? The knowledge. Where did he get it from? He got it from us because he was the first one that came out of the cave. And we gave him the scripts and scrolls. So he read it. He seen where he could rule his own brother with it. He took and kept the real scrolls that we gave him, and then he put it in a book and changed it. And then gave it to everybody else and made them worship him. So that's what's happening. So when the messenger was given quite a few explanations of things, he gave it in a way where, like the brother said, he needs to understand it. The people needed to understand it. Now, remember, if you are Muslims, there were lessons given to the messenger from the Savior. No one has ever explained the lessons, not even the messenger. They didn't explain it. Why? Because it's a blueprint for the one that is God to come and explain it. There ain't nothing you can ask me about the lessons. I don't know, because I'm the one, the entity, that gave the messenger the lesson. And he instructed the ones, look, remember these lessons. He didn't say learn them. Remember them. So when you come back up again, you will remember. Then you get the understanding of what was brought to you when the understanding wasn't there. This is the time. I don't care how insignificant I may sound or may look, this is it. It don't make no difference how short, tall, fat, incorrectly I use the language or whatever it is, I'm the man. Period. And what makes it that is because the truth says so. There is nothing that says I am not, even for my name Royall. I'm the only person that can just use my first name and it's complete. I don't have to say Minister Royall. Royall is better than a minister. I don't have to say God Royall. Royall equals God. So it's just the one, independent, Royall. I just said because everything about me is this way. Even you say, well, what happened to your teeth? Well, we put it in the book. When I showed up, I'm going to look like I'm slain from the foundation of the earth. The foundation of the earth. It means the stone, the part that holds things together, like your skeleton holds your flesh together. That's the foundation. And the foundation that feeds the body is the teeth. I bust up. You use your teeth to bust up and crush up. Make things palatable. Make it where it can go through and the stomach can digest it. But they already see and say, oh, yeah, he's coming. And he looks like he's slain from the foundation of the earth. See, so it's all there. I'm not bragging. However, I've been doing this enough, not just talking, doing. We started doing trade with the mother, what everybody calls the mother country, with our own people. We started doing trade with them, and I mean quite a bit. We need you, black man, those of you that are willing to think, and that's not lazy, that was willing to work. We got to work. Nobody want to come and do it. Because you feel like, well, man, hey, that money coming too slow. And the way you're doing it, I'm creating a cashless society. Everybody that comes with me full time, are you listening?
Yes, sir.
Everybody that comes with me full time, they don't pay no rent. They don't pay no car note. They don't pay no insurance. They don't pay for the food. They don't pay no utility bills like gas and that. They don't pay none of that. You don't buy your shoes. You don't buy your suits. You don't buy your ties. You don't pay for anything. But you get it all. You know why I do that? Because I don't want you coming up to me with an excuse. Well, Father, I couldn't solve the problem because I got to pay my rent. I got to go ahead and get this. You see? So you can't come to tell me that. That I removed every excuse that you have not to be right. Every excuse you can think of, I removed it. Well, if I go with you, my wife is, she gonna leave me. Well, that's your choice. You God. I mean, you know, at least you're supposed to be. So if she gonna leave you because you come with this? You see, this isn't something that's real easy because this is the changing of worlds from the old to a new. And that isn't done haphazardly. Everything has to be done. From the thread that goes into the button. Everything has got to be done. From the mosquito to the elephant. Everything has got to be done. Everything has got to be considered. Everything. You think being God is easy? It is, but it isn't. Almost every hour of the day, even the ones that's with me, they're calling me and say, Father, so-and-so broke down. We got a bakery going. The mixer broke down. We got to meet the deadline to get the food out or the baked goods to the public. Father, the bus broke down. It was a bus coming here. Bus been running fine. So we get ready to come here. We taking some of the children that's in the university that come from different parts of the country, mainly on the East Coast this time. We're allowing them to go back home and spend 2 or 3 weeks with their family and then come back to the university. We had the bus doing this. On the way, they were going to stop here and then continue on. Bus breakdown. 3 o'clock in the morning, they called me up, Father, the bus broke down. Well, what happened? And I got to go through with them, everything, and I got to look at it and say, oh, this is what's wrong. Now, while you fixing that, it's going to take more time. Send to get the other bus. So it's always something. Always, always. It's not like, well, he's God, he's living big, and his children is fine. No, sir. My children are you. You see, when a brother comes to the mic like he came to the mic and asked a question, that's a child of mine. He's like saying, Father, hey, what's up? You dead? And I got to explain to him, but if he don't see it, it's like, hey, what can I do? I can't be in a hurry because this is done step by step. You all understand what's being said? That answer that question?
Yes, sir. I just got one other question.
Yes, sir. I try not to be so long.
Nobody seems to want to answer this question, so I have to ask you this question.
Yes?
I pretty much understand Master Farad Muhammad, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad, Malcolm X, and Minister Louis Farrakhan. I like just give me where Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad fits in this, and just give me just what you think of Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. Where does he fit?
You mean the one that passed?
Yes, sir. Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, who used to be the assistant to Minister Louis Farrakhan for quite some time, before the fallout in 1993, I believe.
Yes, sir.
Nobody wants to answer that question because for some reason they don't want to talk about Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad. I met him a few times, and one of our objectives at one time was to try to reunite Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad with Minister Louis Farrakhan. So I decided to just ask you that question. Where does Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad fit in that, or whatever you would like to tell me about Dr. Khalid Abdul Muhammad, if you met him before, or whatever you feel like you probably should tell me from that question.
Oh, yes, sir. I've met him a couple of times. Matter of fact, he came to my home. However, there's a plan for every, other words, nothing happens by coincidence in this. If you with this, there's no coincidence. There's no coincidence that we're here. Dr. Khalid was a man that was a real warrior. And if Minister Farrakhan would accept him for what he really was, he would have been much more successful than what he is now. So it's like we set a person up where they don't have no excuse. When we ask him, well, why did you do so and so and so? He can't say, well, I didn't have the proper help. Like Aaron did in the book when Elijah came back and said, well, why did you take our people straight? Well, they made me do it. He put the fault on somebody else. So it's the same thing now. I wouldn't see Minister Farrakhan. And I told him what was, what is, and what's going to happen. Who I am, and told it to him in such a way, he couldn't deny it. But he knew you didn't know. So he says, well, I'm not going to accept it. Although you have a lot of merit in what you're saying. I'm not going to accept it. This is back in 1990. So the brother wanted to know, well, where have you been? He's been hiding it. Right after that, he started with all this all-men meetings. Every city going, all these men coming out and whatnot. This was the thing to put him up. Were you thinking that he's really going to get something done? At the same time, I'd already went to him twice. When I went to him the first time, I said, it's going to be 3 meetings. 3. At the third meeting, I'll have to stay with you at least for 30 days. So you will know for a fact, not a shadow of doubt will be in your mind that I am who I say I am. Because I'm going to make some things happen right in front of your face. And every problem that you got, I'm going to solve it. I'm going to do it within 30 days. He knew it was true. However, he didn't understand. He thought something was going to be taken from him. I don't take things. I give. If anything, I'm trying to take you from white folks that thinking. But then, I have to give you great substance. You can't get it yourself. So, where have I been? You've been looking at him. Because he's already big. He's already well known. Minister Louis Farrakhan stood up from the nation, from the messenger, which he was supposed to do. He was supposed to be a reminder. All right, the 10 years passed for the reminder. But things are done in 10. 10 years passed for a reminder. 1980 to 1989. We'll say 1990. Then from that time on, the reminding period was over. The building started. I waited a few years for him to come back to his senses. Since he wasn't, I started doing it myself. I wasn't too particular about coming before you looking like this. I wasn't particular about that. Because the first thing, when you see something go through your mind, what's wrong with him? He's God. How can that be? So if the man already had your ear, he already was pleasant to look at, like he said. The only thing he needed was the knowledge. That's all he needed was the knowledge. That's me. But he rejected it. So I had to go and do it myself. So that's what's happening. So with Khalid, we gave him to the minister so he would not have an excuse. To show you that the minister did not, doing right was not a priority of his. So he did the brother, he really did him wrong. To the point of his death. But see, Khalid came to me in Dallas, Texas. I told Khalid before he got shot, I talked to him on the phone and look, man, because he made all kind of fun of me. All kinds of fun. I had to laugh at myself because he was humorous. I told him, you know, don't do that, man. So he listened, he was respectful and whatnot. And I told him what was going to happen to him, trying to say that the minister was his father and Silas was his first father and all that kind of stuff. I said, hey, let that go. So he got shot. I'm in Dallas, he's in Dallas. I sent my secretary, I said, go get him. He didn't even know I sent for him. He took the van, went over to the place where he was going to be speaking at. College bodyguards was with me and whatnot. Secretary just walked up to him and said, come on, go with me. He said, what? Come on, go with me. They never knew what happened to him. They didn't know what happened to him until we brought him back. He came to my house, dropped his foot up in the chair. My wife made him very comfortable. And I told him exactly what was going to happen to him. And what that thing he was going to, that was his farewell address. That was farewell from the community to him and him to the community. That was it. Now, if he wanted to live, he'd have to be with me. He said, well, he had to stay with his father, Minister Parker. And I said, okay, you can do what you want. But I'm telling you right now, you ain't going to last. You know, you haven't seen a tenth of what you can really do. You talk all that bad stuff because everybody around you is not doing nothing. And he didn't rear up like he's going to rah. First he was so surprised how he came. Like he was by himself. He came in the house looking all bewildered, like, how did I get here? Now, those of you that know him, you might say, well, this man is lying. I don't have to lie, because I ain't scared of him nor you. I'm telling you what happened. Plain and simple. I told him. But, like I said, I can't make you do nothing. So since he decided, well, he's still going to be with Silas, he's still going to be with the minister. Well, now we're talking about him in past tense. You still here. I'm still here. You still here. Who's going to make it where you can break out of this? Who's going to do it? What knowledge do you have to do this? The kingdom is taken without hands. Once you listen at this, the kingdom is taken without hands. You ain't got no guns that can outshoot the man. You ain't got no planes that can fly higher than him. You got nothing in the way of being physical that you can do anything to this man. Nothing. However, the kingdom was taken. Who took it? And how did he take it? You got to stop and look at that. Look at everyone that is with me. Do they look like they have knowledge? The brother saying, well, he was being annoyed, brother. Well, yes, this is true. It's because they see how many people come up and disrespect me. It's like a natural thing comes up. Don't do that. Although the brother don't know it. So that's why I said, leave him alone. He's being honest. But that same attitude or that same lack of awareness can't continue if you're going to be successful. This is for real, man. This is for real, for real, for real. Period. If you understand what I'm saying. Yes, sir. Walaikum salam. It was a sister. I didn't mean to. I keep looking at the brother. Okay.
Sir, I'm kind of nervous, but you answered my question. During the time you was talking,
yes, ma'am.
I was going to ask you something about why we don't have stores and stuff like that. But during the time you were speaking, you answered my question, yes, and I understood everything you were saying.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir. Go for it. Walaikum salam.
Thank you, first of all, for being who you are, and for leaving me no excuses. I do, even though I've been told to look at my subconscious, because any answer that I want or need, and I just look at myself. And, but I'm here, and I want you to clarify for me, even though I already know you that I have no excuses, I make none. You leave, you don't own any excuses. I'm allowing myself to struggle with this addiction, and right now, at the point I am, all praise is due to you, and but I have to be strong. I know this, but I'm going to get to the point. I
and the situation I'm in right now that I've continued to put myself in by my choices. I'm right now, I am doubting, not you myself, because in me seeking, you allow me to drew me finally to complete truth. And yeah, I'm going on my path, and yes. I made the wrong choice, but right now I'm in a dilemma, and then again I'm not in a dilemma. I just want you to clarify for me and let me know whether I'm correct in my thinking. I'm saying to myself, well, I ought to go to this program. I'm going to with the right thing to me, which I don't blame her for anything. You know, it's still my choices because I had my answer 2 or 3 days ago what I should have done, and I didn't do it. So there are consequences. But you still laid it out there for me to steal. I still have a clear path. In every sense of the meaning. So I'm saying to myself, well, doubting, are you strong enough? Do you need to go to a program first, Cal? You've given me all the money that I need. You continually bless me, continually to get me to this point. But all the money I need now is coming very soon, like in a week or 2, for me to do anything that I choose to do, either let Satan continue to have me on the drug addiction, or either for me to rush to the nation. I've written my letter. It didn't pass. You know, and you've given me all the support that I need. And so I'm saying to myself, well, what should I call tomorrow, go to this program, or just endure and get my own place, which I'm capable of doing, and financially, I'll go to you, and or go to the program, get my mind clear, because I know it's even after that.
Well, yes, sir. Anytime a man wants to make a change, there's got to be certain things put in place that will support the change. Just about everybody knows they need to change. However, like I was speaking before, I'm constantly almost bombarded with brothers that really want to come and participate in this all over the country because we have study classes set up. Usually the wife stops him because his wife is supposed to be, in their words, his main squeeze. But she don't support it. So that's a big problem with us. We don't have the necessary support to make a change. Regardless of what you're in, if it's a drug addiction, something that has a grip on you, the support isn't there for you to make an easy change. You'll try it, and since the support isn't there, it's almost like jumping in the water and you can't swim. You'll struggle for a while, but you can't swim. The support of that would have the knowledge and know how to swim, and then this way the water will serve you. This is the same thing in life. This is why we have set up our own, I won't say clinics, but health facilities. We don't just treat people for trauma. We treat people that's addicted in all forms. Religion, selfishness, greed, all those things of Satan. We treat it. And then the person can see, by us doing the treatment, he's got a support. Even going to jail. Brothers go to jail, nobody's with them, they just do anything to them. Then they find out they're with us. They say, well, we're sorry, we didn't know, rah, rah, rah. Right away, they see he's got a support system. Somebody's going to come down and either get rid of, sue us or cause us some problem. So the whole attitude changes. So that's the problem. The support system, you all don't have one. That's why they say, well, how come we don't have no stores? We doing this, how come we don't have no stores? You may have a lot of money coming in for you. Nobody else in your family is going to support you. If they do, they're after the money. If you open up a store, they're going to charge you the going rate, $10 an hour. Then they're going to have all kinds of excuses to show up late. And then since they know you, rob half of the stuff out of your store while they're going home and give it to their friends, then you wonder why you don't make it. The support isn't there. So if you're going through something, you want some real support, you got to come to the united nature of right. The world calls it Nation of Islam. Translated to its essence is nature of right. This is why you see all the people that's practicing Islam, they're in a world of trouble. They're catching hell up and down because they're not right. And remember, we gave it to these people as a religion. Islam ain't no religion. It's the way God lives. That's not a religion. However, the people that we gave it to were not of the nature to live this way, so we gave it to them as a guide in the form of a religion. And we told them, this day our favor is completed to you. We're giving you Islam as a religion. As. Not that it is. As one. And you can see, hey, they've had it longer than what we had. They've been reading the Quran for a long time. Prophet Muhammad's over 1,400 years gone. Look at the Islamic world. Because it's not their nature. It's yours. It's yours. So the united, that means anybody that wants to come and do right. If it's white, you want to do right, come on. We just know you got a limit. And once you reach a limit, we got an eye on you. Don't think you won't get away. You might say, well, look, I hate white folk. Why would you have them in? I didn't say there. I have them in with us. These are the people that's got everything. We got to be able to take it from them and don't get them all riled up where we have to hurt them. This is real. This is real. That's why I said taking this will be like taking candy from a baby. Taking it from him. He can't deal with too many raindrops. And you ready to die with him. You ain't either. He can't deal with too much wind. Too much snow. Can't deal with that. He can't deal with that sun. It just beams. You separate the atoms and let it come down. Bam! Dries water up. You go out west, California, most all the water comes from another state, another place. If we dry it up, then what? He can't get no more. So that's how the nation is taken, the kingdom is taken without hands. We don't have to go get no guns and do nothing to him. When I first started this and I was talking about what was going to happen, and they was asking me, well, what about the dope dealers? What you going to do with them? I was not going to do nothing with them. I'm just going to show up and do right in front of their face. And that's what's going to change him. And one thing about the black man, if he know that you're right, righteously, if he know that, he won't bother you. He might bump up against you a little bit, see if you for real. When he see you for real, he back up and leave you alone. Or else he come and be a part of it. So I wasn't afraid somebody going to knife me in the back or shoot me. I ain't afraid of that anyhow. So I just showed up and started doing something. We got the raggedest, old, decrepit, you know, this is one of the electricians here that's over on the machine there that's with us. Rewiring houses, doing everything, getting ready for people that's coming. And I mean, they was broke down, dilapidated. We was in there, you know how to stench. You got to work in something like that, the dust and everything. Then we start getting the children of the neighborhood. The city starts sending them. The city paid the children to come with us because they wanted to see the children grow up to be something. So every summer they come. Is that right, Brother Khalid? Every summer. So by me start doing it, they moved off the corner. They moved to the next corner. Then we moved to the next corner. They said, man, well, hey, we got to have some room to do business. I said, well, there's plenty of corners. We bought this one now. We got to expand. You know, and I never did tell, I have not as of yet. If a person is addicted to something, it don't make no sense to tell them stop. Just say no. That's crazy. If you're addicted, that ain't going to work. You got to offer them something else better than that. So, and our national secretary now, that's a man, a male brother. He said, Father, how you going to get the young people? I said, well, just working. Give them something to do. Their problem is they don't have nothing to do. Ain't no need to teach them nothing if you ain't going to do nothing, so white folks don't teach you. He'll tell you, oh yeah, there's some big opportunities out there. You know, no knowledge is hidden. Go to the library. You go to the library and get it, then do what? Ain't no place for you to do it. Go to college and do what? You can't even hardly get a job driving the bus. For real, is that true? So do what with it? So that's why the young people out in the street, pants hanging down, bopping and jittering and whatnot, because they ain't got nothing to do. And they don't know nothing to do anything. And they don't see nothing in their future to do anything unless they look at us. And then when they look, like from here, they look and say, well, damn, that's way over there in Kansas. What about here? Look at the diner. That's sperm. Go and magnify it. Make it a baby. You understand what's being said? Well, that's exactly what's happening. So if you want, like you say, you got the choice. And you know what you should do. But then you need somebody to help to support you to make sure you do the right thing if you want to do that. If you don't, well, you already know what the fate is. However, my will for you is to be God. Now, if you man enough to say, well, look, I'm not doing it anymore, and don't do it, that's the God speaking. If you say, well, I'm not doing it anymore, and at the same time you're saying it, I hope I can speak to it, that ain't God. It's like that cereal you eat, that's the boy in me. Y'all remember that? The commercial? There's a man, he gets his cereal, and he started eating, he feel good, and the little boy come back in it. How many of y'all went and seen, how many of y'all look at wrestling? You ain't in the house long enough to look at it? Okay, why don't we get off on that? Answer you? Okay. Now, if you're coming into a whole lot, remember us a little bit. Okay. Yeah, I say that because, not that I'm begging. What I'm doing, I'm offering an opportunity for you to magnify yourself. If you don't take it, it won't be because I didn't make it possible. A lot of people say, well, I know I want to ask them, they think I'm begging. Well, then you cut off your own blessing. I'm not doing this for me. Yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Wa alaikum salam. Put the card in front of the mic.
First of all, I would like to say thank you for coming to Cincinnati.
Oh, my God.
First of all, I would like to say thank you for coming to Cincinnati again.
Yes, sir.
I'm in the process of being involved in the nation. I haven't written my letter just yet. I received it earlier last week, and I'm procrastinating, I know. But I want to make sure that I do it right. The question that I have for you today is, I've heard you mention in your tapes about Silas, Muhammad, and Minister Lewis, and Wardeen Muhammad. I would like to know what role are they going to play in the future as our nation is being built?
You all ready for this? How many of you all have experienced someone in your family coming against you at every step? For no apparent reason other than they don't like you. This is the same thing as far as Wardeen or Wallace, Minister Farrakhan, and Silas is the opposite of me. Wallace won't play nothing in this. His part is already over. When he tested the believers of the messenger, that was his part. So the ones that did not go with him are the ones that we have an opportunity to work with. Minister Farrakhan, his role was to be a reminder for the people to still expect my arrival. Since he didn't do that, then his role in this is to fulfill prophecy as being the chief hypocrite. So he has been against the teaching in such a way that everyone that follows him is like caught up and mesmerized. They're unable to see the truth. However, he's going to have to turn it over to us. Because the people, mostly the ones that's with him, are not old. They're young people. I mean young, even if they're 30 or 40 years old, that's not old. Everything that is not with me, I'm bringing it to a halt. I'm bringing it to a stop. It's like the messenger says, every wheel will slowly grind to a halt. That's not with me. So you all can be with him all you like and love him as much as you like. But each day you're going to find it harder and harder to put food in your mouth. And you can't go ask him for a dime, and he's going to give it to you. Then when you come against him and say, look, I gave thousands. I lost my home. I lost my wife. I lost my dog because I gave to you. People don't tell me that they gave me anything, because they don't. They give to themselves, or they give to the United Nations of Islam. I don't have nothing in my name. Nothing in my name. Although I own everything. If I was to sign something in my name, it'd be like I have a boundary. I sign my name on legal papers as being the head, or the spiritual head of the United Nations of Islam. But as far as a building, land, everything is in the United Nations of Islam. Bank account, I don't have one. It's the United Nations of Islam's bank account. So if I get something, I got to go ask them. And usually, it's not whether I ask them or not whether I can get it. It's what's in it will determine whether I should even ask. Because there's so many things we got going and so little participation from the black man that it's almost always right at zero. The secretary called me a father. I don't know how we're going to pay these bills. I said, don't worry about it. It'll be there. And they keep telling me over and over, I don't know how you do it. I'll be all nervous. I said, quit being nervous. You ain't God yet. Relax yourself. You see what I'm saying? So everything that is given, you're giving to yourself, the nation. And for the ones that are there, just our food bill for eating is something like $3,000 a week. Just for the members to eat. That's after, including what we produce. You see? And then every 10 days, since the fuel is going up, it's running us now $12,000 every 10 days just to pay the gas people to deliver the gas. But the black man ain't giving us a dime. Y'all ain't giving us nothing. You come up and talk about to me and like, well, he's crazy. Yes, if this wasn't real, I would really be crazy. Yeah, every time to get, and since we use the gas and we don't pay for it, the members there, they sign for it. Yeah, it's still going to be paid for. We sell it to the public, but all the gas that we sign for, who's going to pay for it? Now it's steady going up. Look like it can get up to $3 a gallon. Our gas station, the pump won't go that high, I don't think. You see? But no, everybody's standing off looking. They ain't gonna make it. You're looking at us as though it's us and you. We are you. We're just doing something that can be counted. Just about every meeting we have, there's always brothers that are so anxious and they got a little knowledge, and they say a little knowledge is dangerous. They sit and listen to this for a little while and then, I got it, and they get up and leave. They gonna miss. Remember a while ago I was talking about the fire? Well, in the Quran it reads that the hypocrites and the disbelievers, them die-hard hypocrites, is going to be in the deepest part of the fire. In the deepest part. You figure, well, the fire is in hell and that's in the ground. It is not. The fire is coming from up, down. From up, coming down. And the state that you are in is called Ohio. Oh, so high. I'm going to raise it up to meet the fire. 6 miles higher than the rest of the land mass. So you're going to be in it first. The deepest part of it. But you know so much. Would it be right for me to start speaking this kind of knowledge and you don't know where you're going to get your food from? It would be right for me to come up and say, look, this is how you're going to eat. This is why you should eat. And this is what you should eat. This is when you should eat. Oh, that sounds too simple. You can't know nothing talking about food. Oh, man, we need more than that. Oh, really? Want you what you eat? Stand on the street eating Skittles, filled up with pork. You see? So we, like I say, we have a team to make sure everything that we get from white folks, we go through it and look at it with a microscope. Oh, that word is so and so and so. Oh, they try to slip the pork in on us. Oh, ain't taking that. If we got to have it, let's go and do it this way. Ah, there it is. Well, it costs $2 more. Don't worry about it. We're not doing this for money. We'll give it to them right, or we won't have it at all to give it to them. You see? Somebody got to do it. Why he ain't gonna do it? And you can't make him do it, because that ain't his cup of tea. His cup of tea is to make Negroes and niggers. And we got to admit he's doing a good job. Does that answer your question, brother? Yes, sir. I'll try not to be so long-winded. However, I'd like for you to know, those who, are you listening? The ones that are with me full time, they have a knowledge that nobody can touch. And I don't mean grown-up people. I'm talking about little 3-year-old people, 5 years old, will stump the president. For real. They carry on conversations like, you know, if you just walk up on him and say, oh, what? He's out of his... However, the way they carry it on, you have to stop and look and wait a minute. Could they possibly understand what they're saying? And you question them, do you know what you said? Oh, yes, sir. Well, what does it mean by what you said? Oh, it means so and so and so and so and so. Oh, okay. So if you're not with me and you first see me, you ask me questions, I give the answer. Well, I don't see that being answered. It's because all of the knowledge that it takes to support it, you ain't got it. So you don't see it. You know, to get 3, you got to support it with 2. Right? So if you don't have the 1 and 2, and I'm giving you 3 because that's what the answer, that's what the question requires, 3. I answered 3, but you said I didn't answer. Because you don't have 1 and 2. So you get up and leave. You don't know what you're talking about. Man, try to scam people. Long time to that. Long time to be black and try to scam people. The last man to do that is Lewis, the leader of the Nation of Islam. Nobody has done it the way he has done it. There's to be no one else to do it after him. The lesson said, after me comes God. However, before that happens, there's going to be a hypocrite to rise up in the nation that will make Malcolm look like child's play. Hey, the man has done it. You gave him millions. I just wrote a post yesterday concerning him. All of the millions you gave him, he ain't did as much for black people as Martin Luther King. There ain't been no law from the white man changed to help you. There ain't been no way, form of life that he has changed because of his presence to make it more comfortable for you. Nothing. So what has he really done? He has sealed you in a tomb. It takes God himself to come get you because you think you already know, because he sounds good. I'm going to talk about the war in Iraq and Bush and how they did this in the secret chamber on that and so forth. For what? I'm giving a press conference. For what? I looked at the press conference he gave, and I looked at members in, I looked like most of them was his members. But they had a look on their face like, yeah, but so, where do we fit in that? You see? So if he's the representative of God, you're in bad shape. I mean, you're in bad shape. However, when he was speaking as Farrakhan for the 10 years, you couldn't do nothing with him. The man was full of fire. He was on it. He was on it. He was on it. Then he got a $5 million restaurant, so he said, close. We got a diner. We can't hardly keep up with the order. People don't too many people come in. They order. We tag to you. Bring it to you. Then ask you, it tastes good? We stop asking now. You just come out and say, yeah, it just tastes good. You understand what I'm saying? The doorway is open for you, black man. The doorway is open. All of you should come out to Independence this 4th of July. And we do not celebrate Independence Day. We celebrate independence, period. Ours. And from our own living history of what we're doing, the open enemy that has anything to do with us there, they see what we're doing, they always want to contribute something. Now we got an ozone treatment that we give people. They want to come and participate in it. Well, we don't have enough room for you yet. We don't have enough tanks. Because we start that, they're going to flood in and we ain't going to be able to serve our own people. Yes, sir. You can ask questions too, sister, if you want. Yes, sir, brother.
Assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum salam.
First question is in regards or respect to the fire.
The fire?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
I know it's written somewhere in Revelation in the Bible that fire and brimstone fell from the heavens.
Yes, sir.
And lately they've been talking about an asteroid that's not like other asteroids. It doesn't spin, however it tumbles. And I was just wondering if there's any association with the fire and this particular asteroid that's said to maybe hit the Earth.
No, sir, there's no association. The fire that will be kindled will be done by me, and that will be me dealing with the atoms from the 12th layer of the atmosphere above the Earth. And it will start to burn and come down until it actually touches the Earth. Matter of fact, goes at least 6 miles in the Earth. It's going to be so hot, the Earth will wish it could get up and move the ground that it's on it. But it's just a lake, just North America. It's not going to be no place else. The asteroid, there's a planet that disintegrated some time ago between Mars and Jupiter. So fragments of that is still going through space. If it's large enough and if it's not round enough, it will tumble because the edges of it will not allow it to spin. If it did, it would vibrate itself to pieces. But since that's not the case, it would just tumble. But don't worry about it. I'm not going to let it hit the Earth.
Thank you, question, man. Thanks.
Yes, sir.
What form or genre of music is acceptable to you?
All music that gives the soul or the entity peace, that's in harmony with the rhythm of your body, in harmony with the heartbeat of your body, that's in harmony with what you see and you're thinking. Music that don't have songs is the best thing to listen to. In other words, singers in it is the best music to listen to. It allows you the freedom of choice, or you don't have no suggestion coming to your mind or your being from words being spoken or sang in the song. Anything that's out of the rhythm of the harmony of your body, you shouldn't listen to. However, we knew that that wasn't going to be the case, that you were going to be here during the time of rap. Boom, 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 boom. So what we did to make sure that sound does not impede your growth, we put 2 organs in the body to make sure that if you have the knowledge to know how to use them, there's no sound that can come to you that you can't change to make it in harmony with the rhythm of your body. It's your tonsils and appendix. So if you got your tonsils out, then you're in problem. You got a problem. If you had your appendix removed, which white folks say, well, I don't see no need for them. Just remove them. You know, they inflame. Yeah, they inflame for the food you ate. But he don't see no reason for it. So just take it out. But like I said, we already knew rap was coming. You know, hard rock. Black man gonna be caught up in all that. So when you start learning how to use it, you block all that stuff right when it comes in. It's real smooth. It don't make you change. It don't give you jitters at night while you're trying to listen, try to go to sleep, or you're driving. It's real smooth. Hold my tongue.
There's some sightings of what they think as UFOs, and I just wondered if there could be a few of the 1,500 ships that come from the mothership.
Well, yes, sir. If they're coming in the atmosphere of the planet, it's one of the 1,500s, or they are a part of that fleet. All other planetary systems that have space travel, they're not permitted to come here until I'm finished with you. You know, they're not to come here. Now, if we need help from them, all we have to do is ask them. If you can remember, which is still there, if you get an aerial map of Mexico, the last ones that were sighted was in Mexico. If you get an aerial map of that, you can see a big landing strip in Mexico, where people from other star systems and whatnot used to come to this country to see the God, this planet, not country, this planet. And they landed in Mexico. And Mexico got the name for may come and go. You know, we give you permission, you know, to come to my home But you can't stay here, you have to go. You see? So this is what's happening now. It's getting time now for us to make a showing. You know, so.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. And that's another thing, too. It lets you know this isn't left up to ignorance. This isn't so haphazardly done that just ignorant people can just do what they want because they're ignorant. No, God has to deal with God. A minister can't deal with it because he ain't God. Preachers, apostles, messengers cannot deal with God and be successful in taking him out. They can be successful in warning him that the real God is coming. However, to make this man do anything, the real God has to do it. Not nobody else. And not no collection of people. They can't make him do nothing. Because everything that they do, he's the base of it. If they want to talk on the mic, white folks make it. Well, I want to curse you out. He provides the place. I want to curse you real bad. He provides the language. You see what I'm saying? So if you're going to take him out, you can't use what he got to take him out. He laughed at you. So God is the only one that can take him out. He can't deal with the rain, man. He can't deal with it when it's too much. And then we got the things in the sky. Don't you feel good about that? It's there for you. It's in Ezekiel. It's written. It's there for you. However, it's not going to obey you. It'll obey me. However, I'm for you. I am not to be denied. Period. Period. That's why 9 is 9. From 0 to 9 is 10 numbers. Period. Once you write 9, you never have to take your pen off the paper and get 9, 9, 9, 9, and it always adds up to itself. 9. Period. Then you start over again. 1, 0. Right? Yes, sir, brother. What time? How long we got this place? Oh, I missed somebody. Were you before him? He wasn't? We got until when? Until? Well, I better hurry up. Yes, sir.
Hey, how you doing?
Real good.
First, I got 4 questions, probably 5. But the first question is, I wanted to ask you, what are my 4 questions?
We got a trick question here. This is what I do. If it is your question, I shouldn't have to figure it out, because you're right there. All you have to do is ask it, and I give the answer. However, if it's a way to prove to you that I am who I am, then I don't do that either. Because if I were to do it, then you would say, well, he's a good magician. You know, he made fire come out of his shoulders. He made a rabbit jump out of his hat. You know, he told me what the questions are. I'll say this, whatever your questions are, I got the answer. Since you were there, ask me. And do you have 4?
Yeah, we'll go to the next one. That was one of them.
Okay.
The next one is, do you sleep?
Do I sleep?
Do you sleep?
Yes, sir. The body I lay to rest, I wouldn't call it sleep. It's supposed to be. However, I'm so busy all the time. And this is something else, too. I'm still coming into my power. This is why it reads when God comes, he came, he put away all his power and came. Because you didn't have none. If I came already, all my power, I couldn't stand you. Right away, you'd be gone. The judgment would be here and I couldn't control it. So I didn't come, in other words, I'm constantly graduating in my power by design. So yes, while this is happening, this body rests. If we can call it rest. People call me all hours of the night, whatnot. Every time they call me, I answer. And I don't answer like, yeah, well, I answer yes. Like I'm not asleep, because really I'm not. The entity don't sleep. Until I change the food, what goes into the body, then it naturally needs a certain number of hours of rest, the body. But that don't mean that's me. However, I am going to get it to a point where the body's not going to need any rest, because there's not going to be any erosion or friction that takes place in the body that will require repair. So when you sleep, your body's supposed to be repairing itself. If you understand what I'm saying.
Yes, I do.
Okay.
All right. I wanted to know, can I become a guy like you?
Yes,
And if so, how?
the first place is to take the step towards this. Everything is done gradually, in a balanced way. I'm not being God and say, well, I'm God and people used to worship me. I don't want nobody worshiping me for nothing. I'm here to make you just like me. And to do that, it starts off with me sharing knowledge with you that's absolute. That's absolute. And the formula of how to get more knowledge without me. Then my end performance is to end death. So to do that, I got to destroy negative. Because negative is the cause of death. It's the cause of wrong. So this is why it's written in the Bible that I will end death. There will be no more death. Real. I mean, physical. I'm not talking about some spirit. Spirits ain't never died. So if I say that, well, I'll just be, being redundant. Because it has never died. They pass. Like I say, well, we'll burn you until your flesh is thoroughly done. And then we'll give you another body and burn that. Talking about the fire. So if it meant when the body is burnt up, it meant that, well, you're gone. But they didn't say that. When your body is thoroughly done, we're going to take you out and give you another body and roast you some more. So that part of me, yes, never sleeps. Like I'm talking to you now. But I'm doing many things while I'm talking to you. I really am. Because this is very simple. Very easy for me to do. However, in regards to how simple it is, it has to be done. It has to be done. And I'm making quite a few brothers like, this brother's sitting over here. He could teach just as well as me. I don't know about this brother here. He's been with me for some time and he'd be fired up too. But it's not just me. I'm the one that has the answer to it all. But there's enough people that are with me, even sisters, that will dazzle you. You can't get around them. But it don't mean they know what I know. But they know at least as much as you and more. So if you come with me in the system I have set up, you're going to be God. And then when I destroy negative itself, you'll be just like me. You'll be just like me. I mean, you better look at me. You'll be like me. It takes a process. It ain't something where we say, well, God just, bam, I like you, so you're my man. Come on. I don't like, my man. I like the man. You're the man. You're the father of all men. You're the man, man, you're the man. And I'm the best of you to show you what you should be doing. Now, if I'm successful, will you against me? White folks against me? Everybody that's doing something is against me, whether they know it or not, because they're using the enemy system to survive. That automatically is against me. Automatically. But I'm still being successful. Because I don't think the way they think. I don't use what they use for the purpose that they use it. So I'm being successful. So you will be God if you're with me. And another thing too, I heard the brothers speaking about being a Muslim. We ain't no Muslim. We're not Muslims. Who knows the definition of what a Muslim is? See if I say it right. A Muslim is he who submits entirely to do the will of Allah. Is that what a Muslim is?
Yes, sir.
We're not Muslims. We're God. We are Allah. Other people that are not God have to submit themselves entirely. They never be God. The closest they can get to be is someone that's identifying a person that has submitted himself, all of his will, to do the will of God. But how much can he do? If he's a brown man, he does a little bit better than the yellow man. If he's the yellow man, he does a little bit better than the white man. White man don't submit nothing to Allah. You understand what I'm saying? So you all are the ones that are supposed to be submitted to. You're God, not Muslim. You're God. You're not Muslims. You're God. You're just a dead God. Now, if I just wanted Muslims, yeah, I can want these. Many Muslims there, or go to Warreddin. He make a lot of Muslims. Go to Minister Farrakhan. He go on with Warreddin, just have plenty of Muslims. But I ain't come for no Muslims. And the messenger didn't teach you a Muslim. He said, you God. That's not a Muslim. That's who Muslims submit to. You. You got it? But you can't be that outside of the laws and structures set up for that to be done. However, I'm here for it to be done. So yes, sir, you can be God.
I wanted to ask you, is there a God that's higher than you?
No, sir.
So you're the one that was there in the beginning and created everything in 6 days?
No, sir. The original, the word is original, not first. The original, like I said, the original man, it means there wasn't another man before you. The original Allah is the one that has the problem. He couldn't solve it. In the books it reads about he makes all things new. The old man can't make nothing new. To make new, he's got to be new. The message taught in the message, the Allah that's here now is not the Allah from the beginning. He's new. But he has the same thing in mind as the one in the beginning had, and that is to create something new. You all are the best of the original Allah's creation. You're the best of it. However, the original Allah could not get rid of negative. I can. No sweat, no problemo. So I'm doing this for him. And then I got to leave and go to my own universe. However, not before I keep my word and promise to the original Allah. I will kill or get rid of your last enemy. And your last enemy is death. That's why in the Bible the question is asked, oh death, where's your victory? No, grave. Oh grave, where's your victory? Where's your sting? No more death. No more. That's why it says all of the old things will pass away. I'm your man. I'm your man. Like what it said in Monte Cristo? He didn't kill the man, he said, I'm your man for life, forever. I'm your man. Yes ma'am. Are you all getting anything from this? It's not that I'm expecting you to remember this. What should be noted is that there is a clear way for you to see, if you want. If you're not going to do it, listen to the tape. Talk to brothers that's already with me or sisters. Now, if it's a brother talking to a sister, be respectful. And she will tell you exactly what I would tell you about what's happening. So you can have life, or you can take death. There is no middle ground. No middle ground. Is that clear? Yes, ma'am.
Assalamu alaikum, Father.
Walaikum salam.
This is fun. You share that UFOs from that's not with you are not allowed to come here.
Right.
What about the stories of abduction and cattle mutilation? Is that even true?
Some of it is true. And the reason why, if you can recall what's written in Scripture about the animals, they had this angel that was over the fowl or the beast of the land and whatnot, and if people try to kill it and eat it, they would get sick. You all ever read that? Okay, you have read. Anyhow, in order for that to be true, and to stay up to modern time, there are certain things that we have to do. Like, like the scientists, they go and look into something and see how they want to change it, or if they want to stay the same or get rid of it. So if we're going to have it where this country is a big beef eater, big pork eater, biggest meat eater. So if we're going to say, well, look, how come I say, look, everybody stop eating meat? And they look at me and laugh. Yeah, right. All right. Then we put into motion what we have found from abducting the cow, the hog, or the hog and cow eater, and see what kind of effect that we have to employ to make sure we up in modern times as to accomplish what we want to accomplish when we want to do it. So yes, we take them. We experiment like they do us. They want to see, well, let's see what syphilis will do. Give it to the black people. Watch it. Let's see what the Indians do with smallpox. They're always talking about the big owl and wolf, deer. See if they can get past that. Put it in the blanket. So this is the end. These people are not people that is worth saving. They haven't done enough to be saved. And they don't plan to do nothing. So to make our word true, we left them alone for the 6,000 years. Then we come after that. Take 2 or 3 of them and check them out. See. Now your body metabolism and your so, okay, now we know what we got to do to the animal. When we say stop eating, we got it. Otherwise, there's a reason. It ain't because these people came from out, and most of the operations is done because that is so meaningless almost, or so minute to the wise man. They don't have to come themselves. They send a robot. They collect all the data and everything, and they bring it back to the scientists. We go through it, wasn't it? So that's why you see it, they make like great big eyes. That's not no people from some other galaxy or whatnot. That's us from right here. But we doing it with machines. Do you know how, brothers, how many of them was with the messenger? The Arabian desert?
Yes, sir.
2,100 miles, made him walk every step of the way?
Yes, sir.
Well, in this way, in this world's thinking, if we ran them across, it meant that we was right there making sure that they went. Running them across. Because we weren't there, they'd stray off and go someplace. We couldn't assure that they was going to go to the hills and caves of Europe. So most people think that we would have to be there to do it. Nuh-uh. No, sir. You're not going to put us in jail because they're going to jail. You see what I'm saying? So what we did, you listen? Because I'm making a point here. What we did, we took a machine, one of the small crafts, and programmed it to follow them. And when one would step out of the way like he's going someplace, the ship would come back to us instantly. Bam! Bing, 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 bing. It's letting us know they're not going what they're supposed to do. We get on, go back, say, get back in line. And they come on back. And the ones that was being driven to the hills and caves of Europe, when they made their first automobile, you listening? That they call a real automobile or an experimental automobile, they called it the old mobile, referring to the old ships. Now we're talking thousands of years up from that. They remember back, they didn't say flying saucers or none of that. They said it was the old way of traveling, the old mobile. So we'll call this car the Oldsmobile and make a rocket on it. You see what I'm saying? So it's the same experiment. I said too much? Okay. What's next?
I hear a lot about a reptilian race on Earth. Is there any truth to that?
Well, yes, ma'am. Not the way we would think it would be. There's many life forms, not so much on the Earth as it is in the Earth and in the sea. You actually have white people come out and say, well, mermaids and whatnot. There is something pretty close to that. And they actually have like little cities. But we don't allow this world to go and bother them. You know, because that's not who they came to get. They came to get the God. And these life forms is not the God. They're waiting on us to be God so we can bring some relief to them or cause them to be energized to bring something new. So yes, ma'am. And there are some people that are snake people. They have the character of a snake. A snake is not bad. They just, some of them you just can't trust them. You got to keep an eye on them. You know. Did you know that the snake in the beginning was a friend of Allah? He was a friend. He stood upright. But he was a treacherous rascal. So God said, listen, hey, I ain't going to kill you now. But because of your treachery, I will make you lower than the dust. So get down in it. Been on his belly ever since. Yes, ma'am.
I heard you share that we made a promise to you in the sun. What did we say to you?
Well, since the sun, you don't hear what she's asking? She's asking, a promise was made from you all to me before you came here in these bodies. In the sun, you promised to come here at this time to perform a certain duty. And to perform that duty, we had to give you the script. You know, like you act on stage, you got to read your script. Instead of you reading it, we put it in you. In other words, the real you is the script. So, and you were to come at this particular time. So when you get here and you come up on all this negative and you start losing focus on what you're supposed to do, then you become very ineffective in doing anything, because you didn't come here to magnify wrong. You come here to get rid of it. So then you become ineffective and fall victim to the man that is sin. However, your promise was to be with me. Now, to ensure that I'll be successful, since you're already programmed to be with me, I only have to magnify what I'm doing to the point where you can see. And fear leaves you. Once fear leaves you, you say, hey, that is the man. I know how to do so and so and so and so and so. Come on, let's do it. Then you start to be yourself. You're keeping your promise. You understand? You hear people say, man, that's an old, little child said, man, that's an old soul there. Then you say, well, people come back after the past. Oh, no, they don't. You're talking crazy. But they just said it. You got it? Yes, ma'am. So what was happening, in other words, it's not like, well, you're in the sun and God just dispatched you out, haphazardly. No. Every part, every fraction of the sun that's there is a part that makes him the whole. When he sends it out, it's programmed for that particular planet where it's going for the particular activity at that time to or either change it, magnify it, or get rid of it. That's what it is programmed with. And then he dispatches it out. And now at the planet, since the planet is not in the sun, well, then the duty of the planet is to produce a house or housing for that entity. And at this particular time, it's called people. You have bodies. Two bodies get together and produce a third body. And the entity come and take it. That's why they call the infant, the entity has entered the infant. Because this is what it is. It entered. So it just happens, so they say infant. Just an infant. Then when the infant starts to become familiar with the body, then they start saying, baby. Maybe he's going to make it, maybe he won't. Maybe, it's like you're getting a liver transplant. And it might take, it might not. So when they say baby, it means that the body might not be the right body for the entity. It's a maybe. Things are a little shaky. Until it grows past that. And then they say, oh, it took. Do this sound like a cartoon? Oh, okay. Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Okay. I have another one. Is our entity always the same gender? Like if we were to die?
No, ma'am. It's not always the same gender.
So I can come back as a man?
If there's a reason, yes, ma'am. Oh. And you won't know that you were ever a female. Now, we have some men that, have real female characters. Now, most of the time you think, well, they have control of that. If they are still somewhat righteous, they were programmed for that. A lot of times a man has to do certain things, but not in an authoritative way. So we will allow the entity that was formerly a female to come into this man body. So what he has to give, he can do it. If he came as a woman, nobody would listen, because women don't have authority. They have rights. They don't have authority. So if authority is needed, and this is the entity that's got it, but it's more or less in a female way, then the brother comes, you look and say, he's a little sweet. Not necessarily. It's a whole thing go with that, if you understand what I'm saying. You don't understand?
No, sir.
In other words, regardless of what you are, what you say, you can only suggest things. And you can only demand your rights. You can't produce life. No woman can produce life. They can hold the seed from the producer and magnify the seed. And then the seed comes forth. You can add to it, but you can't produce it. So it is with the entity. A female entity has no authority, like the messenger Elijah Muhammad. He didn't have authority as God. He had authority as a woman, as a messenger, mother. So he came with a message. God don't have no message. He's God. If he want to send a message, he send it by somebody else. And messengers don't have authority. They have a right. to deliver the message, and the authority one that gave him the message backs him up. Yeah, I'm here. I don't have no message for you. I got salvation for you. The messenger didn't have no salvation. He had a message for you. Message to the black man. Well, what is it, Elijah? Get yourself together quickly, because God himself is coming right after me. And he's not going to be coming teaching you about no message. He's coming wheeling and dealing. He's going to have this world upside down. They're going to be at each other's throats so bad. The only way that we can control it is that the God will have to do it through the weather. I don't have to go send the little ships over there and bomb nobody. Just control it through the weather. Ain't nothing they can do about it. Until it gets to the time they want to acknowledge it and just wipe them out. If we want to do that, we let it do it. But if we don't want them to do it, we just change the weather. They can't do it. Real simple, isn't it? Did I answer your question?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Osama bin Laden, was he righteous or is he unrighteous? Did he really do what they claim that he did on September 11th?
Let's say that he had a great deal to do with that. However, it's not so much the person as the reason for the act. What would give somebody the reason to do that? To be so callous and so cold and uncaring to do that, even with their own life, to kill you. They kill themselves just to kill you. I mean, you must have done something real bad to a person to do that. I can understand you killing them, but kill themselves too. So the point in this is not bin Laden. It's the why would somebody do that? If he orchestrated it, why did he do it? And why would somebody listen to him to carry it out? Because it took years. They didn't just say, hey, look, let's go down fly plane and run into it. Let's do that. Next week we'll do it. No. It took years. They was planning for years. So you mean to tell me during the course of all them years, you didn't lose your hate? And the only reason why you can't lose it or couldn't lose it, because what brought it about is still happening. You see? So then they make them, and think about this. Wasn't no black people doing that. If they white. If it was a white man that could do that, with that kind of determination, what can you do? What can you do? All you do is make your mind up. I don't mean make your mind up to do something stupid. But make your mind up to be who you are. And when you make your mind up to do that, I made my mind up, I'm going to do right. Period. Can't nobody do it. I'm telling you, they can't touch you. Things that just come to you, you don't know where they came from. Man, this is the joint here. This is it. You know, people, and we see this every day. And I try to keep myself toned down. Am I talking too much? I try to keep myself toned down when I'm out in the street and whatnot. And people just come up anyhow. And don't let me have any females with me. They just come up, just be all over them. I'm looking at me. Don't they see me? Oh, you look so beautiful. You don't see me? They're like, I'm not even there. They just talking to them, you know. And they still trying to walk into the women, and they just follow them. I have to use a little power. Hey, we doing something, you know what I mean? In other words, it bears witness to the saying in Scripture. The people will be saying, there go the children of God. Why would they be saying it and not being a part of it? Not being one. Then another saying is, if I could just touch the hem of his garment, I'll be saved. That's that little 3-year-old I was talking about. In other words, what it really means is the least amount of expression of knowledge of mind comes from the little infant or the little baby. Just learning to talk. If you could just touch that, you'd be saved. And I don't mean touch it with your hand. That's the wrong kind of touch. If you can touch it when you look at it and see it, well, this is where I want my child. That is the way it should be. That is it. And it's touched you to such a degree, you actually go into motion to find out how you can get your child that way. That means you're going to be saved. You see what I'm saying? That is actually happening as I speak. As I speak. Do white folks know about me? Yes. They really know about me? Yes. Do they fear me? No. Are they going to mess with me? No. Why are they not? Because they fear the power of me. They fear the one that's protecting me. Like they said, Solomon was young and tender, but he was charged for building the house of the Lord. How come the Lord didn't build his own house? Because he had more knowledge than anybody else. So while you building a house, Solomon, we'll protect you. You don't have to worry about no death. You don't have to worry about your enemies. You don't even have to talk about them. They're going to try to kill you, but hey, small time stuff. Don't even worry about it. Don't even give it a second thought. This brother you see standing on the stage here, deadly brother. For real. Scared me one day. But I didn't ask for him. The way he came to me and what he said, whatnot, I couldn't say no. This had to be another form of how they showed it. The sign is showing me that we love you, man. Just to make sure nobody do nothing crazy, we'll send this man. I already had a little man with me. He stayed with me and everything. When they got to see him, they were like twins. I think y'all still are. In other words, this is real. It ain't made up, it's not phony, it's real. It's real. So if you want to experience the same thing that I experienced, all you got to do is explore this and then start applying yourself. It ain't something you're going to do overnight, so you can forget that. Oh, yep, I understand, I'm with you. No, you're not. You have come, but you're not with me. You don't know how to be with me. You have to stay long enough to know how to be with me. Then you can be with me. You can go any place on the earth and you're still with me because you got it here. And all you got to do, you run upon a situation where you can't solve, all you got to do is, Father, I need you. Allahu Akbar. Or Royall. I'm in a jam. Watch how things change just like that. Has anybody ever experienced that? That's with me? Man, quite a few of you, huh? Yeah, I'm telling you the truth. And the good thing, I want to make you just like me. You might call on me, but when you get to be like me, all your children call on you. And everybody that know you will call on you. They ain't got to call on me. They don't even know me. I just happen to come along where you all know me now, but I'm not going to stay here. However, I'm going to make sure my knowledge stays here. It's rooted. It'll be like the messenger said in the message, I'm going to get back to you. That I am to make sure that I take you up on a ladder and move around so you can't come back down. You can't even think of a lie. Can't even think of it. If that ain't godly, well, wouldn't you like to live free of lies and telling them? Got a cheerleading section back there. Yes, ma'am, go ahead.
I'm asking. I have a lot more questions, but I'm going to ask one so I can yield.
I'll be much quicker. Go ahead.
What happened? Was there ever such thing as Atlantis, and what happened to it?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Atlantis is a very advanced city, but the people were very wicked scientifically, so we got rid of the people, saved the city, and it's in New Jersey now under the ground. And the highest part of Atlantis is no more than 10 feet under the ground. It's waiting to be resurrected, brought up so we can take the Muslim sons that are white people that help us to be successful. We're going to place them in that city, place a dome over it. That's why it's called New Jersey. It's going to be a New Jersey over that, so the fire will not touch them. Next question.
The Atlanteans were black?
Ma'am?
The Atlanteans were black people?
No, ma'am. Well, yes, they were. At that time, it wasn't so much black people. However, it was still the same entities of black that we know today. They were very wise. I have to summons the city up to make sure it's a place for the ones that we're going to allow to live 1,000 years. There's a few white people that's really going to help us genuinely. They can't go to paradise with us. We're going to leave them here. But this is the fire. So they're not to be burnt up, so we have to put a jersey over, like an oven. We shut them off. They don't burn, but everybody around, boy, they cook it. For 1,000 years, they won't be able to reproduce. So they will gently die off. So they won't experience no pain, no sickness. And a lot of half-breeds, half-originals is going to be there to help keep them in line. If we leave them all pure white, they'll slip back into the nature. So if you all know somebody that's married to a white woman or a white man, it's a reason. I mean, I don't like it either, but still it's a reason. Yes, ma'am.
Speaking of half-breed, if you're mixed with Hindu and black, are you still considered half-breed, or are you?
No, ma'am. You are black.
Okay.
The Hindu, you talking about from India?
Yes, sir.
No, ma'am. They are black people, okay, but they are cursed. They have a curse on them. I mean, a sure enough curse. They're black people.
Why do they have a curse on them? What?
We got time for this? Is the seats too hard for y'all? This is something that one of the sisters said, I always say, well, look, I don't want people coming every place I go. Since nobody wants to hear me, we always get these little places. And they come out with these steel chairs. But that's the trick. That's a trick from Satan. After you sit there so long, you can't hear me. Because the chair is biting you behind. You see what I'm saying? So she said, well, Father, I know. They came down here and looked at us, said they got hard chairs. I said, well, what do you want to do? She said, well, we'll go get some chairs. We'll go rent some. We went to rent the chairs. Their padding was just like the steel. And they wanted something like $5 per chair. We ain't got that kind of money. Let's go get some pads. So they went and got the pads, and they come in and put it on here. And even sitting on them after a while, it gets hard. So, what was I saying? Oh, you want to know why they cursed? Because they were engaging in sexual activities that went beyond the limitation of what was allowed from the righteous or from God. They had a lot of knowledge in doing quite a few other things also. So we punished them for that. And the ones that was really deep off into it, we made another animal and put their entities in it. In other words, we put them in jail where we didn't have to go keep our eye on them. All jackasses are Hindus in that body. That's why they're called jackass. And you cannot produce them. One jackass can't produce another jackass by going with another jackass. That's it, yeah. And if you see them, those of you all that maybe not from a form or whatnot, but if you see movies, whatnot, how many of y'all seen the Ten Commandments? You remember when everybody was leaving and the jackass wouldn't get up? That's their nature, because we put them in that body with the knowledge of what they had. So they're always they don't want to do the work because they're always sitting there trying to figure out how to get out of that body. It's like somebody in jail trying to make a jailbreak. But they can't get out. So, they talk about, they're stubborn, they're lazy, but they're very sure-footed. Once you get them to get up. So, they light fires on them, whip them and everything. But what's really happening in their mind, they're trying to figure, how can I get out of this body? See, this is knowledge of God. White folks don't know this. So what good would it be for me to know this? And I know a whole lot more. What good for me to know this and I can't deal with him? I already done dealt with him. Elijah done took care of him. I got to deal with you. This God, a live God, dealing with a dead God. But you still God. So you give me hell. You killed the messenger. White folks didn't kill the messenger. They know who they were. The hard-headed, stiff-necked rebelliousness of the black man brought about a weight on him that took him away. We allowed it to happen. But that's what really took place with Elijah. He passed, waiting on y'all. He performed his duty. And I told him, look, anyone that don't want to come with you, just write for me. Is this making more and more sense? Yes, sir. So when the brother stand up and asked me these urgent questions, like I said, he didn't have 1 and 2 to support the answer what I was giving him. And everybody else said, yeah, we understand. However, he still got to be offered the same thing as everybody else, a way to be saved. You got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, Father, I don't want to participate in any unrighteous sex act. What shouldn't we be doing as far as?
Well, what you all do now, what a man and a wife does between themselves, that's between them. when they start taking it outside of their home, like you see the people that got AIDS and these people that make all these porno movies and so forth, whatnot, especially to influence the public. That's not permitted. Because they're not doing it for their pleasure. They're doing it to trap you. And then the man of sin makes an industry of it. But the way he does it is like barbaric. The way the Hindus was doing it was scientific. They overstepped the line. So, if you were married or you intend to get married and you and your husband, you all do what pleases you. And the simple things that normal people do, that's between you and him. So you don't have to worry about that. When you start infecting others, like now they're marrying each other. In other words, it's done got such a demand, they're making the government recognize same-sex marriages. That's crazy. In other words, that's totally against me. Because everything that I do must multiply. Like we have Sunday. It just don't stay Sunday, then you have Monday. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, start over again. It don't never stop. So it's always an addition. Always an addition. Mother and father, child. Addition. You see? But you get somebody that takes the natural act, and the key word is natural. A divine order. And this is how you're supposed to exercise this order, and you change it. Then you ain't came against somebody that's not God. You came against God. And you're going to try to make this stick in God's world? You might say, well, this world is not mine. The activity of the world, no, it's not mine. But everything that the people are using in this activity, they got to get it from me. Just like everything you use, you got to get it from white folks. White folks get everything from me. They get the gold, the diamonds, the oil, everything they get it from me. Really, it's us. Then they process it and sell it to you. So when they come up with this thing, well, 2 men married, and the state says, got to recognize us, and 2 women married, and we'll just adopt a child. You can tell me that's not the end of time. And I made the statement very clear, which most people do not pay attention to the language. I will come at the end of time. Not that I will come in time, on time, at the end of time. Think over that. Yes, ma'am.
Father, the people of Jamaica, the Rastafarians like Bob Marley, they believe that Haile Selassie I was Jesus Christ's return or Jesus' return. We now know that's not true. What was his purpose?
Well, the black man has many wishes. And so when he sees something that may look like or have a symbol of what he has in his mind, and you see more than one person seeing it the same way he does, then they start to, blow it up, make it larger. And they start making this like something of value. When in fact it wasn't. They were slaves also like us, but not the way we were slaves. So all black people around the globe has got this yearning from their soul to break free of this. So since God was to come here in the pit of hell, in North America, no other place, I've sent warners and messengers and prophets to every other place, every government. They didn't listen. It ain't like, even Russia. They got their warners. The only place that didn't have it was here. So the other people, they got it. They didn't listen. Then they want to magnify who they want to put in office like it's an election. So they make this person great. But he ain't said nothing that's going to get them out of anything. So it just stems from their want to be free. The music sounds good. Sounds good how they say it. So it makes the whole body dance and move and whatnot. It feels good. But you get no place because you're still unable to deal with the man of sin effectively. We're dealing with some things over in Africa now. When we first started and they had that 9/11 thing, immediately the Africans shut down and said, nope, you can't do anything. Well, why not? Y'all got the wrong name, man. Well, what you mean? This is your country. Yeah, man, but if we do this, they're going to cut us off. They went through a whole line of things why they couldn't do or complete the contract what we was in. Africans. So, regardless of what they say, they can't do nothing with this man. Because they ain't supposed to. You're supposed to do it. The slave that grew right up with him. Yes, the boss. You know, you looking up at him. After all, you be looking down. Say, what? Oh, no, sir. I'm telling you. It's easy. The only thing you got to do is want to be right. You ain't got to fight white folk. I got it. They're not going to get around me. Impossible. We set the trap long before I showed up. For real. We set it. They have fallen in it and didn't know they were in a trap. They thought they were in prosperity. Now they're saying, damn, what happened? Where did we go wrong? You went wrong when you passed your time and thought that you wasn't going to have to answer. You went wrong when you ignored Elijah. Not that you came to do anything to him, but you would not solidify his legitimacy here. You wouldn't tell the black man, since you know he loves you, you wouldn't tell him, look man, Elijah is right. Go for yourself. I'm not going to bother you. No. You said all kinds of things about Elijah. You didn't go and try to stop him, but you stopped him once that he came to give the message to. That's an occult. He teaches hate. Man was teaching the truth. But to them, that's hate. Talking too much. Yes, ma'am.
I'm going to yield to the brother. Thank you for coming to get us. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam. Oh, yes, ma'am.
I'm making father.
Alaikum salam.
I've never asked you what tribe I'm from, and I'm not going to do it now. I do have a question about tribes, though.
Yes, ma'am.
Why 13 of them? And why can't we all just be from one? You know, one tribe?
Because of the different things that has to be done to magnify life that pleases Allah. It can't be just one. Because the one can't do it all. And the all that has to be done is so many different things that we have to be a master at all the different things. In other words, if we have an electrician here in this building, he's not a plumber. So we have a tribe of electricians. But they work together with the plumber, but he's not a plumber. So it is with the creation. We have a lot of things that is being done. It has to be maintained. And there are certain people to do these certain things. And why 13 is because once you get to 10, 3 is the number that is solidified or ratifies the thing. After you get to 10, it starts over again to let you know we've started again. In other words, God started from Pluto, came all the way up to here, the 7th planet, Earth. The next planet for him to go to is Venus. Now, we are about to leave here, so to make sure that we are completed. Completion is 3. And the only person or people that can complete something is God himself. Because he's the only one that's got all the knowledge to complete it. So we have a whole tribe of people that is God. They give instructions to the 1 and 2. When I say 1 and 2, I'm talking about from 10 and 12. That 1 and 2. Because all the way from 0 to 9, the original Allah dealt with that. The original. But now it's got to be something new. So you start off with 1, 2, 3. So the 3rd tribe is the God tribe, where everybody's looking for direction, purpose, and aim from that tribe. And he knows who to share it with because each tribe has their ability to do it. You know, they have certain attributes of God or Allah. And that's what they do. They are that. If that answers your question.
Thank you, Pop.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. Does this sound reasonable?
Praise the Lord. How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing good.
Good. Pleasure to see you. First of all, let me thank you for coming.
Yes, sir.
Secondly, let me apologize because there is no city in the nation as backwards and confused as Cincinnati, sir. In order for you to understand Cincinnati, let's go through the history of our city. The clowns down south, when they escaped slavery, they came across the river. And so then they came to Cincinnati. And like Muhammad talks about the overseers, quote unquote, coming to the north to bring them back. Well, they stopped in Cincinnati to prove that. If you look downtown, they built in the Freedom Center, which deal with the whole north of slavery. Well, this is Cincinnati because these clowns came across the river to bring them straight back. And the Negroes that stayed in this city was the tattletales who said, wait a minute, master, send him back over there, here he is. So in today's time, you got that same way of thinking in this dump that we call Cincinnati. So I apologize for you for the mentality, for instance, a scenario. I gave a brother a flyer and said, I would love for you to come. And he said, can the man disappear and fly away? With all the problems we got in Cincinnati, the mayor called us a nigger, the Inquirer called us a nigger, all the protesters that we do in this city, this clown, with all the problems we got, want to talk about can he disappear and fly away. Second scenario, I had a ton of flyers. I took it to a group and said, come in, I want you to come and hear this brother. They rather go see Kurt Franklin tonight at 9 o'clock instead of just coming dialogue. I said, wait a minute, that's 9 o'clock. This is at 2:30. So you can go get dressed and hear stomping the same old music that you've been hearing since you've been, quote unquote, into the church. But they will yet still want to go see this man talk about stomp. So I apologize for the mentality, even the questions before, because that's the way of thinking of these clowns in our city. And that's why we're in the condition we're in. So I sincerely say, I'm sorry, sir. I apologize for it just never ceases to amaze me, this city and the clowns that come out of the city and what we do and what we say. So I apologize, because that makes no sense to me. And that's why I stood behind the brother, because when you talk about respect, this is our home, although it's a dump. So before any brother has to defend you, you got brothers in Cincinnati say, wait a minute, I would rather get in trouble before the brothers get in trouble, because this is our home. You have to be a dump, and nobody's gonna ever do nothing to you if we here, sir. And I sincerely mean it.
Yes, sir.
So that's why we stood behind that brother, because he ain't gonna do nothing here. But that's our way of thinking. I apologize for that.
Yes, sir.
I want to ask you two real quick questions. In seminary, I was taught, because I don't consider myself a scholar. I try to stay humble. We were taught things about Islam. We were taught things about the name Allah. And when I heard it, I already knew that the master himself had told Elijah Muhammad the same things. For instance, what attracted me to this way of life is the way you use words. For instance, you say Ohio, and a brother say Chicago. The words and then the practicality is real good. They apply the things they talk about. So that's interesting. Real quick, when I was in seminary, the man stood up and said, Allah came from pagan Arabs. So I said, okay, we understood that. He said Allah, Prophet Muhammad ﷺ had 360 gods in the Kaaba. I believe you call it the
Kaaba?
Yes, sir, in the Kaaba, yes, sir. And he took all the gods out, but he left one. And that one name was Allah. Because they believed that the moon and the sun had sex and they made the stars. But I had already heard that, because the master told Elijah Muhammad the same thing, that they were pagan people before they got the message. Then he started talking about Islam. And he said in Islam, the Vatican had actually, when they found Prophet Muhammad Islam, because he wanted to take over Israel. He couldn't beat the folk. So he said, let me go get these people and get them a religion, that way they will fight. I heard that too. I said, wait a minute, I heard that before, because the brother nation told me the same thing. The master told Elijah, Islam is not, period. I mean, no disrespect in that word Allah. I'm saying, and I went to a brother when I went all the way to Detroit, Mosque number 1. I said, I heard Elijah Muhammad say, the master say, that there's a true word for us. Brother Kabaka went before me, and he already asked the question about, there's two questions blacks will always seek. What is our name, and what's the true meaning, what is the true name of our God? So when he was saying this about Allah, I said, well, I already heard that before. So then the brother said that the deity or the master was in yourself. I said, he can answer the question. Because I knew when the brother said God, no disrespect, G-O-D, I knew that wasn't it. I said, no, sir. We didn't study that. And then the brother said, Royall would be the name. I said, no, sir, because there was no R. And the Torah tells us the same thing. I believe it's Y-H-M-Y, because there was no vowels in between it. So there's a mystery name for us, and there's a mystery God for us. So then the question would be, sir, what is the mystery name for us? So we had God before. 5% say he God, and he go smoke weed the next minute. So we had God, and I said, that ain't the mystery. That ain't it. So I told the brother, I'm going to come and ask you, what is the mystery name for us, and what's the mystery name for our God? Because there's power in both.
Well, yes, sir. It's not a mystery name. The name for us is Allah. Period. The black man is Allah. However, it's written in such a way in all of the literature until I actually showed up being Allah, that nobody else could be that. That's why it's written in the Quran, man is not God. He has to pray to Allah. They always keep Allah somewhere out where you can't find him. That's because you're right there in their face, but you ain't being Allah, so they can't find him. That's why they asked the parable about the lost sheep. And when they sent the scientist, Master Farad Muhammad, we sent him to say, look, see if you can go find them. He went and found it, came back. He said, oh, they're over there in America. Well, they've been looking for us a long time. A lot of other people look for us. They looked over, we looked so insignificant, they went back, we don't know where they are. You can't find them. Well, when he came back and said, well, they're over in America, and they looked and said, what? Them? Oh, impossible. He said, that's them. So that was the mystery. However, it was still Allah. We are Allah. In other words, it means we are the all in all. Were it not for us, nothing would exist. Nothing. So since nothing would exist, everything that does exist came from us, or our thinking. So that makes us all in all. And this is why it reads that I will have friendships in all walks of life. From the man that's trapped up in the jackass, to the bee, to the homosexual, whether it be male or female, all I have friends in that kind of, everything, because I know the answer. So, why are men homosexuals? I know why. Why are women homosexuals? We can change that. I know why. So there is nothing that can be brought concerning life that I don't know. So, and that's the same thing as you. It's just that you haven't put your mind in the direction yet to see why. Because you're too busy. White folks got you busy trying to eat. You're trying to pay the rent. Once you get past that and you start getting into your real thinking, things start coming to you like, man, I gotta go tell somebody this is heavy. Then you go try to tell somebody, like you say, you run up on somebody talking about, well, yeah, I'm going in there smoking a blunt. It's hard. So yes, sir, the name is Allah. It's just that nobody's seen him. So it's always been a mystery.
And our name's not titled. Who are we? So you say we Allah?
Yes, sir, you're Allah.
And the name of God is Allah.
Is the name God Allah?
Yes, sir.
No, sir. God has a boundary. It has a limitation. You could be the God of speech, the God of fire, but it's just fire. The God of wind, just wind. Allah is God of it all. So God don't mean Allah. It only means that you are a master of something. That's what it means. That's all.
Yes, sir. Two more real quick questions. We have an uncle in our family who's a Mason, and it startles me how they do all the signs and the symbols. And for years, I've had messages to the black man on my table, and when he walked past, he looked at it, and it's funny because the sister says Selassie, we can go through history. Even Farrakhan or Noble Drew Ali, all these men were Masons.
Right.
And my uncle stopped me one day and he laughed and he talked more about Master Farah Muhammad than anybody else. And so I asked him, I said, what just give me, because everything is secret to them. And he said that Master Farah Muhammad, the first name meaning master, was the master builder. And he also was one of the men who used to always come and teach the master masons all the time. And they used to give him money.
Right.
So when he told me that, I said, when I see Father, I asked him, because he said that when I heard a tape in Elijah Muhammad said that the master took him and they went for a long walk. And he went down in the basement and he sat with the men of light. Because Master Farah Muhammad used to teach him all the time.
Right.
Yes, sir. So in my question in saying that, sir, are you a Mason too, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Yes, sir.
I'm the all in all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Because
I allowed masonry. And it wasn't for black people. Just that black people chase white people so much they want to get their order too. They're not Scottish.
Yes, sir. He told us that when the Most Honorable Muhammad went to D.C., well, that's where all the Masons, it's true, they copied all the symbols.
Yes, sir.
So they knew because they was all Masons.
Right.
And so that Mason, he said that Master Farah Muhammad used to teach them. Well,
Masons. This is true. However, when this was taking place, this is how the messenger was being raised up to be the messenger. So when he spoke with authority, although he spoke like a woman, in the position of a woman. Messenger is not God. But he spoke in such a way where he could speak and say what he had to say, and the powers that be wouldn't come against him to actually kill him. Because he's still speaking to your nature, and you are to gravitate to it. I don't speak that way. I speak facts. I speak truth. I speak with authority. Now, you're going to do this or you ain't. If you're going to do it, you're going to live. You ain't going to live? You don't want to do it? Don't do it. You ain't going to live. And I'm going to tell you how you're going to die. And if you come against me to do something crazy, just up you, maybe it'll be a good day that I'm just really feeling good. I may not do nothing. But that don't mean the scientists won't do something. You see? Because a lot of times people insult me, and I don't do nothing about it. Because I say, well, they just really don't know. But sometimes they just go overboard. And the scientists say, well, maybe you ain't going to do nothing, but we're going to get them. Oh, okay. And they do it. Next time I see them, boy, they'll be in bad shape. You know what I did? Are y'all listening? I have preferences also. And my greatest preference is the performance of truth and the rhythm of it. If you're very good at something in the way of truth, then you automatically draw me to you. You know, and if you got the right spirit, I even add to it without you knowing it. Because, you know, I like that. Luther, the singer, I like the way some of the things he sang. I like the way he sang. You know, I like the voice we gave him. Although he's not all man like he should be. So for the first time, I said, well, I'd like to meet him. I'd like to meet him. I've never asked to meet no other performer, period. I don't care what he performed in. But I wrote him, I sent the brothers around to his home to ask him, would he accept a visit from me? He shucked and jived, never would answer. He was just running around. Then he up and moved. I said, well, I'm not one to beg nobody. I'm not going to chase him. However, he should have listened. Need I say more?
You have to do is look at Jesus and his disciples. For instance, Brother Robin is a perfect example of a Peter, because he's bold and direct. Brother Omar, that's Matthew, as far as the mathematician and the tax collector. Brother Kevin and the other ministers.
Yes, sir.
The characteristics of John, very humble, very friendly. My characteristic is Brother Thomas. And Thomas, although they teach was a doubtful man, Thomas wasn't doubtful. Thomas was practical. Okay. So when other disciples talking about Jesus, Thomas got up and he investigated. So I went to Kansas and I investigated myself. And I had a great time. And I'm here, I asked you a question for a favor then, and I'm asking you for a favor now. In the Bible, the chief Pharisee went to Jesus in the nighttime. And they taught that he was in the nighttime because he was scared, but that wasn't the case. He went in the nighttime with Jesus to talk one-on-one. So my question is, we'll be here all day with you and I dialoguing over the Bible, because I'll start from Genesis and go straight to Revelation. But can we meet together, quote unquote, in the nighttime one-on-one and spend time together in dialogue? And as Thomas, I would love to see, because he was a practical man. I'm very practical. So I would like to hang with you, if that be so. And watch, not in a form of investigation, because I don't like that word, like we just trying to spy. But I've been with every teacher, or every quote unquote great teacher in the United States. I've met them. I didn't dialogue with them all. But I've never heard a man say, I am that. Perfect. I am that I am. Woo! It's okay. Can I come together and dialogue with you and watch? Take down a week or so. I carry my own little, I save my little money up.
I'll be here for a little while, and if time permits me to do that, I'll most certainly grant you the time to do that.
Yes, sir.
Every day things to be more intensified.
Yes, sir.
There was a time I had plenty of time to do that.
Yes, sir.
So I won't say no.
Oh, yes,
so I'll be here for a while, and if it's going to prove that I will have maybe an hour, 2 hours with you,
yes, sir.
It may not be all at the same time. Maybe say 6 hours. We split it up between 3 days.
Yes, sir. To watch you in motion. Yes, sir. Because I never heard of any man, because the Bible teaches us when God comes, he comes in twos. One is the sacrifice, and one is the reminder. And I've heard it say Elijah's this and Farrakhan and his essence is that. So I've never heard I've been with Imam Isa, you name the leader, and I never heard nobody say, I am it, perfect, without sin.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Well, I'm sacrificing.
Yes, sir.
You can look at it and tell, I'm sacrificing.
Yes, sir.
And I don't have to sacrifice, however I do, if I'm going to get you.
Yes, sir.
So I'm all of that.
Yes, sir.
The messenger wasn't God, but he was a sacrifice.
Yes, sir.
So if we can say that God, in that sense, the sacrifice came, made a way for me.
Yes, sir.
If we can say it in the totality of a oneness, you can look and see that I'm sacrificing. Just speaking with you. I'm trying to introduce you to your own wealth, your own salvation. And being God, I have to put up with your rejection until the time allows me to leave you. Otherwise, if you had enough time and you still don't, you still rejecting, I just leave. And then it'll be like the Bible reads, hell prepared you for heaven. So when white folks finish with you, you'll be running looking at me, where is he? Yes, I'm telling you, they got something in store for you. And when they come back from this war, it started. But it ain't nowhere near like it's going to be. They're going to be getting, all you brothers walking around your pants down, they're going to be getting you off. Putting you on the line. You want it. Well, thank you. After that, you're going to be looking for the salvation. What you hear me saying now, you know it's true. You may not know how could you be a part of this now. and be it in a balanced manner? How would you feed your family? How would you pay your rent? What do you have to do? Well, you have to investigate before you quit your job. Investigate why you still working. And I'll protect you just in your investigation. I'll protect you. If your investigation is genuine, like you say, it's not to spy.
Oh, yes, sir.
So, you know, yes, sir, I'll entertain that.
Have a blessed day. Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir, thank you. I should bless myself. Yes, ma'am. Are you all right?
Yes, sir. I have questions regarding entities.
Yes, ma'am.
Do the entities travel from tribe to tribe?
No, ma'am.
Yes, sir. Oh.
Now, you mean just the entity itself?
Yes, sir.
Outside of a body?
Like when they are dispatched, can they go from, say, one tribe to another tribe upon being
Or you mean like
dispatched?
one time they was here, there was the 8th tribe, the next time they come back, they're the 10th tribe?
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am, it can do that. However, we have once you get to the sun, where all of the collection of the entities are, then whatever script we want you to have, that's what you do. Usually it's not done that way. However, it can be.
Yes, sir. You know, in the scripture where it talks about genealogy and it traces the people through the genes of certain people, the God tribe, or do they can an entity come through the same family? Say, for instance, if my father passed or someone in my family, would they come through the same bloodline?
They can. It's not necessary, but they can.
Yes, sir.
Yes, ma'am. That's no problem.
Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Oh, yes, sir.
Assalamu alaikum, Bob.
Walaikum salam.
Yes, sir. I have a lesson question. Since you were talking about New Jersey.
Yes, sir.
Lesson speaks about we make the Muslim son study from 35 to 50 years before he can wear the holy flag of Islam.
Yes, sir.
And also say that we would allow them, after they go through this labor, to do trading among us, and we would not kill them as quickly as we would those who did not go through this labor. Is that during the time when they are in New Jersey? Will they be self-sufficient, growing crops, or they have to come outside New Jersey for travel?
No, sir. That is now.
Yes, sir.
In other words, the ones that will be valuable to us have already gone through their study.
Yes, sir.
And they have already acquired the wealth that is needed to be able to help.
Yes, sir.
It's not those ones that will be. They already are.
Yes, sir.
So, and real help comes when you are weakest. The nation is just getting started. So naturally it's weak, but it's not weak to where somebody can come and stamp it out. However, it's weak to the power of what it will be showing. So the real help should come to the baby.
Yes, sir.
You see, remember in the book it talks about this is a man child that the woman gave birth to. A man child. So I mean, and it also says for Solomon, you know, to build this house of the Lord, however, he's young and tender. So the Muslim sons, if they're going to be actually in a position where they can really help, they got to start doing this very soon.
Yes, sir.
If we get to the point where we don't need them, hell, they can't help us, because we already got it.
Yes, sir.
If that answers the question.
Oh, yes, sir.
And it means when they do, other people that come to help us that don't know, they insult us, we might have to kill them.
Yes, sir.
But the Muslim son says he has the knowledge. He can come amongst us, and as long as he go by the knowledge, we won't kill him.
Yes, sir.
As quick. Now, the as quick means if he reverts back to his nature, we're off with him.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Father.
Yes, sir. Well, I suppose, I guess, I think, maybe, could it be that this is the end? I really am very happy that I am who I am. I'm very happy that you all came today. I hope that it is my will that you investigate this. Like the person that did the investigation of us out there in Kansas, and they wrote it down what they found, and They made it free to the public. Whether he did it to advance us or whether he did it to show his enemy show our enemy what we're doing. You know, because I don't care which way he did it. We can try to use the positiveness of it and make these things magnified because we need it. And this is the time. And when it's time for a thing, you can't hold it back. You know, I see a lot of sisters where the baby's trying to come, they tense up, or they want the baby to come. I'm just tired carrying this. I just, when am I going to have it? It ain't going to come before time. And the same thing with this destruction. You can't speed it up a second, nor can you delay it a second. That's how confirmed it is. However, you have a duty to acquaint yourself with the salvation, or for the reason of the destruction. You're God, man. And don't let your own self tell you you're not. And don't let your situation that you're in dictate to you that you're nothing. If you know nothing, then you're nothing. But as long as you're breathing, you can change that in your plenty. All right? Thank you. Thank you all for inviting me. We have a... Thank you, Father. I hope to see you all very soon. Try to keep up with the tapes and the books that's being written so you'll be alert and aware. Assalamu alaikum.